Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
The boy is essential.
I gotta ask you guys, the guy who knows about the nub fuck sex traffic dolls, did you guys ask him how he found out about those things?
He claimed that a friend or roommate of his found it on the dark web.
How does the dark web work? It's just unsearchable regular internet, right? Am I missing something?
It's one of those things that I've heard it enough, but I've never asked anyone, and now I don't.
I've had it explained to me, and I still don't exactly know.
It's like the scary internet.
Well,
Right.
we know that, but
Apparently,
I think it's just regular internet, but they're not indexed by Google or anything. Like, you have to know it to find it.
And also, you need a different browser, right? They use the
People use the Onion browser.
Yeah,
I think that's what Tor stands for. Anyway, but I think that's for. I'm not sure. I was going to say I think that's for safety, but maybe you do need it. I'm not sure.
What else do you get there other than drugs and limbless prostitutes and assassins?
I honestly thought that Kyle might know something about it.
No, I stay away from that based on my criminal history. It seems like I should stay away.
It was back then that I thought you learned about it. I just all this.
Yeah, everybody thinks that I order drugs from some like, oh yeah, this guy'll send me weed. I had a friend do it. I had a trusted colleague send me the weed, not Chiz.
I thought you went on the internet and ordered it.
No, that'd be insane.
Your trusted colleague didn't package it correctly.
No, they didn't, and probably ratted me out for being honest.
Do you remember how long we all had to be like as everything was going on? Do you remember, like, the entire time the case was going on and everything, we all maintained like, and they're saying they found weed there. But who ordered it? Where did it come from? This is banana. And the whole time I'm like, he absolutely was ordering weed to his house. Like,
of course, of course I was. But I couldn't admit the crimes that I
I'm
had.
on PKA. Like, it's not like Kyle to smoke pot. No.
Meanwhile, like, everyone in the forum,
I don't even know what it looks like.
Meanwhile, the
People are
first
like,
300 episodes, there's no camera and just Kyle represented by gurgling sounds and shit.
Yeah. Chiz was such a good friend. One time we were doing an episode, like, and my camera was not on, and neither was Chiz's. Maybe it was back when we all did just audio on only, and I forgot to mute my mic, and I grabbed my bong, and I was like, bubble, 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 and somebody said something, and Chiz goes, "Oh, that was me. That was me. I was smoking. I was smoking a little weed here in my legal state of California," and I was just like.
Perfect. He gave you a nice little I am Spartacus moment. You know, no one knows.
I'm high.
No, I'm high. We're all high.
Yes.
But the people on the show could see exactly where the audio was coming from.
Of course they could.
Yeah.
And they also knew that I was high for like 300 episodes of the show, like scary high. All the time.
They knew. I think they put some pieces together.
Yeah, like you go back to those old episodes, every time I get up, I don't have a bladder infection, guys. I'm getting stoned. All right? You think I got to piss 12 times an hour? No.
Yeah. You're taking little bong rip breaks.
I just have extreme tolerance to weed. I got like a big pile of it sitting just right there off camera, and I've got 2 grinders working all the time to keep ahead of me.
At the time, you were just absolutely powering through like 6 Dr. Peppers every episode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So thirsty.
That cotton mouth.
So thirsty.
So dry.
So dry.
Well, someday soon, you'll be back to your dream, getting high all the time.
Yeah, they're working on it now. You know, they're working on the legal stuff.
No updates?
Hopefully. No, I've heard absolutely nothing. I don't know. And it was a holiday weekend, so I think that delayed some things to some extent.
Which holiday?
Yeah, that's the look I had when I was told it was a holiday weekend.
Like Arbor Day? What was it?
I don't know. One of my lawyers is Jewish, so God knows. They've got so many.
You know what's not fair? Is the Jewish people get to take off Christian holidays. We don't get to take off Jewish holidays. We should, in the interest of fairness, if Jews are going to take off Jewish holidays, we should get to take off Jewish holidays too.
That's not exactly true. They just burn their PTO. Like, you can take Jewish holidays off.
Oh. Well, okay. All right.
It's like Woody used to take smoke breaks at work.
Yeah.
He's never smoked a cigarette.
Dude, I thought I had invented the secondhand smoke break. And then some guy from my text-to-speech said that his father is like 2 years older than me, and he invented it, I guess.
So I would do that when I worked. I wouldn't do the smoke break thing because they didn't have that. But when I worked at the car rental place, I would go take. By the time I was like almost done there, and like my tenure was up, and I just truly, genuinely didn't fucking care, I would like go take almost an hour-long bathroom break sometimes. Just go sit in there until like a manager would text me. Like, hey, what's up? And then I would come in because I was an airport location, and I would just by that point just lie and be like, I was outside doing fleet stuff. Or if I was coming outside from inside, I was inside helping organize something, blah, 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 blah.
So you're just sitting on a toilet?
That by like the last couple weeks there, I was so exhausted with it.
Did you bother taking your pants off, or are you like just sitting on a toilet?
Oh, I wasn't really on the toilet the whole time. I would go there and be like, 10% of me has to shit, then go take a shit. And then I would go actually up by this Mexican restaurant on the upstairs, but not past the security. And I would sit there and sometimes have chips.
How hard was that job, first of all, that you were hiding from? We were just in Wichita, Kansas, renting a car, and I feel like there were 5 people dealing with the car rental process over the course of the entire day. Why was this so stressful for you?
It was like there were either because like everybody's staffing it didn't know what the fuck they were doing either. So there were either so many people there was no purpose there, or there were so few that it may as well be closed. We can't even run it. Like, we can't even do it. But yeah, you can only, and this was like in the last couple of weeks. I obviously didn't do this most of the time I worked there. But after like, I don't know, the 10th time I'm there at 1 a.m. and 70 people come in from Seattle on a late flight, and I have to explain to all of them and call them cabs and say, you don't have a car, sorry. And like, I made a reservation. You know what that means? Hey, Hertz guy, can you please help me out? Like, I was just like, this fucking sucks. Are you selling the insurance, Taylor? No, I don't get any commission, and it's a scam. Like you openly ask me to lie to people. Like, that was one of the things, not openly asked to lie. That is sales in a lot of ways. They'd be like, always be sure to be like, and does your credit card cover that? And then, or no, they would tell you to say, because people will go, my credit card covers that, which is very standard, very true. Lots of credit cards offer rental car coverage, and it's fine. And they would like tell us to just like throw darts of doubt. Like, I was hearing from some other guy once, thought he was covered. Now living in a double wide by the river. He owes us a whole Yukon X. Like, they would like try and amp it up. Oh, that job fucking sucked. But that Mexican place also sucked.
Wouldn't they make you wash cars sometimes in your suit?
The first fucking day I showed up to that job, I was wearing really nice shit, and it was at an insurance replacement branch where everybody who comes in just got in a car accident and is so mad at you because you're telling them that like their insurance doesn't cover it. And they're like, my car's totaled, and you're telling like everybody's in a bad mood. And my boss first day was like, hey Taylor, you don't know all the software yet. Go wash cars. And I just ruined my shoes, standing in tepid old filth water, spraying down at the time like a 2011 whatever the fuck car. Then you whip it back around and here's your car, sir. You have to go and they're like, hey, go pick up this motherfucker way out there. That was the best part of the job. Just getting in the car and listening to Opie and Anthony and just driving purposefully, like taking longer than necessary to get there, and then just whipping it back because those were some uncomfortable conversations.
Doesn't it depress you? Doesn't it depress you when you see people they have gray hair and should be around retirement age working those shitty jobs that you used to have, restaurant jobs, car rental? We just went into a party city in Kansas, and unfortunately the guy was at the receiving end of one of our bits, and we fucked with him a lot. But this guy was probably 65 years old, just a regular clerk at a party city. Suicide. I would have killed myself 30 years ago if I were him.
That is sad. Like, I would definitely remember, because it'd be like a shift, and every once in a while it'd be like, it's like a bunch of people in the early 20s and then one 47-year-old, 48-year-old guy, and it's like, oh my God, dude, like, this sucks. Like, you're at the same place I am right now. Like, that's a rough one, man. And
you had hope too the whole time. You, I'm sure, wanted to do something else with your life. A lot of these guys have nothing to look forward to.
Anything else. Yeah, that was terrible. I
couldn't imagine being a career server like the guys I used to work with who had no hopes of advancement, and they would just drink every night to drown their pain.
Why is there no hope?
Servers are almost always alcoholics in my experience. I had a couple of roommates and when I was like 20, and one of them worked at this place in Atlanta called the Goldfish, which is kind of a nice restaurant. He was a bar back, and he had a severe drinking problem. Like I remember one day he like listed what he'd had to drink that day, and it was a plethora of alcohol,
all sorts of things.
He's like, in his fucking broken Lithuanian accent, he's like, well, I had 2 bottles of wine and 18 beers, and then I had 14 grandmas. And it's
like, sounds like Minnesota, 14? Not Lithuania.
Yeah. He was a Lithuanian, Minnesotan, And he was just every day. When he got back from work, he'd be just trashed. He'd limp into the fucking apartment and put death metal on the speakers and listen to it for 4 fucking hours till he went to sleep.
Until he passed out and started all over again.
Yeah.
There was a dude I worked with in Vegas named Michael, who every single day he came to work, he was completely shit-faced drunk, to the point where our manager, who was cool, was telling him to put in a breath mint, take a 15-minute time out downstairs to sober up. Jesus. This guy would tell me stories about going over to Caesar's Palace and losing $2,000 on just any given weeknight of the week. The paychecks they were getting as servers were probably like $300 for the hardest 8 hours you could ever put in. So that would drive me fucking nuts. I couldn't believe what this guy was doing. But then this all came to a head when he was driving to work so shit-faced at 2 p.m. one day that he cut across 4 lanes of traffic to get to the off-ramp he needed to get to the Wynn Hotel to work. A cop pulls him over. They take him to jail. He's married, by the way. His wife is 9 months pregnant. She has the baby that afternoon while this motherfucker is in the drunk tank. So not only does he miss his shift at the fucking Jardin restaurant at the Wynn, he misses his child being born, this fucking drunk.
Well, so it wasn't all bad.
Career server.
Was it a boy or just a girl?
It was a girl and her mom was Asian, so they might
Did you see that tweet from that woman the other day? She's like, about to find out if I'm having a girl or an abortion.
A girl or an abortion?
Yeah, I feel like he wanted a girl.
Find out if I'm having a little girl or an abortion.
Well, hopefully.
Is it like 20 weeks when you find out the sex? Maybe it's 12. I get it mixed
I think
up.
it's sooner than that. It's sooner than 20.
God, I hope so.
I'm mixed. I don't remember. I could Google it, but I won't. But
I won't, because by the time we find the answer, I'll be like, I didn't really care.
It's never good content. That's why it's never.
It didn't really.
Yeah. But I mean, you can get those abortions right up until like, as long as the feet are still on the inside.
Part of the feet, yeah.
Yeah.
I think as long as the head's still on the inside.
No,
right?
you can get the head most of the way out. That's how they do partial birth abortions.
There was some stories a couple of years ago. A doctor in the UK, some lady, like apparently being so impatient with the birthing process, pulled the kid so hard that she decapitated the baby. Like,
Is
so
that
just
real?
Yeah. And she was like suspended for a while, and then she got her license to practice back.
I gotta find this article.
She needed more practice.
That should be one beheading, and you don't get to play in that department.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Mother
told you.
relives the day her baby was decapitated during birth.
Wow.
Yeah, real news.
They gave her
show a picture.
They gave her the husband stitch before
here's
the
the
delivery.
problem. She was 25 weeks pregnant.
Oh, so this baby was still cooking.
I think.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not going to read all this. It's pretty. Here's a quote. I didn't hear him crying. At one point, here's another one. I felt a pop.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
It's so
Can
bad.
you imagine the trauma of
We're
having your
laughing,
child
but she
decapitated
loved
inside
this
you?
baby.
I have this image of the doctor being like, almost there. Boop. Ah! like showing the head to everyone.
Oh, geez.
Oh, that's so dark.
Oh, or like,
do you think they pulled on the head or the body or the ankles?
probably the head.
So it
Yeah.
was the shoulders that were stuck.
Yeah.
Oof.
Which would you prefer, the whole body being still inside or just the head?
I think
I
I
would
want to
rather
get the
just-
head out because it's. Yeah, we're saying sort of the same thing. I think you want to pull the head off and then be like, there's just a body in there, and not, well, we still have to get the head out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the head will be rolling around.
Speaking of my restaurant job, there's the moment when you like capsize a tray full of plastic or expensive glass cups and you have to tell a manager. What happens when you're the nurse? You decapitate a baby. Like, who's the first person you tell? Or be like, yeah, I just
The
killed
janitor.
Dead. The janitor.
Hey, I saw you smoking pot in the fucking utility closet. I had your ass. You're gonna have mine.
But, like, what did she do? Did she just show the fucking head to the mother, to the head doctor there?
She's like, not again.
I don't feel good. I gotta go home. Just run out of there.
You try to put it back in, maybe.
If I just set it here like this, then the next person who touches it will think they did it. I like the way you break things as a child.
Like put a vase back together, just barely.
You're like just barely like setting the head like resting on the pillow, and you're like, Doctor, have a oh, what'd you do, Doctor? He's like, nurse, you decapitated the child, and I said, no, you can't prove that.
Do parents normally see the baby coming out?
Yeah, or if they want to, they can. Like I have friends who did it that way and the other way.
So
like
our kids came via C-section, and I think I peeked at one moment, but mostly they had me sitting in a chair. And there were like surgical gowns, sort of like almost surgical privacy, like I couldn't see. So they like pulled the baby up and presented him and her, but I didn't
like
actually see them. Yeah, a lot like the Lion King, but I didn't see them emerge from the incision. Like,
God,
so
I ended on that note. I love the
That was the
wordplay.
best
Very
shit
nice.
I've ever heard.